Hello students, in this video continuation of NCERT exercise problems 3.11. Read each statement below carefully and state with reasons and examples if it is true or false. These are the some statements. Give the answer for these statements whether true or false. First of all, here a particle is in one dimensional motion. Here we are going to consider one particle. The particle in one dimensional motion. One dimensional means one way of motion. One way of motion is straight line motion. In that situation, first statement, with zero speed at an instant may have non-zero acceleration at that instant. One situation is there. In that situation, speed is 0, okay, but acceleration is not 0. Zero speed, non-zero acceleration. The statement is true or false. This is a particle or ball, okay. It is freely fall from height h ground, okay. In this situation, what about the speed or velocity? What about the velocity? Velocity is at this point. Velocity is 0. Either that is initial velocity or final velocity. Whatever it may be, at this particular point, velocity of the object is 0. But what about the acceleration? Acceleration direction is this direction, towards the ground. But acceleration is not equal to 0, but velocity is 0. If the velocity is 0, then speed is also 0 or not. What is the difference between speed and velocity? Speed has only magnitude, it has no direction. But velocity has magnitude as well as direction. That is only difference. So velocity is 0, speed is also 0. So, but acceleration is not equal to 0. So, first statement is 0 speed may have non-zero acceleration. Here speed is 0, but acceleration is not 0. So, what about the first one? First statement is true. Next, second statement. With 0 speed may have non-zero velocity. Here speed is 0, but velocity is not 0. This is correct. This is true or false? Absolutely false. If speed is 0, then automatically velocity is also 0. So, this statement is false. Why the statement B is false? Because if the velocity is 0, then the speed of the object is also 0. But in this statement is given speed is 0, but velocity is not equal to 0. This is a car. It is at position A, okay. So, at position A, the car is at rest position. So, what about its velocity? 0. What about its speed? 0. Okay. If speed is 0, then automatically velocity of the object is 0. But in the given statement, speed is 0, but velocity of the car is not equal to 0. So that is false statement. Next, C statement, with constant speed must have 0 acceleration. Speed is constant, but acceleration is 0. So C statement, in C statement, speed is constant, but acceleration is 0. If suppose in case of particle rebounds, instantly with same speed. Same speed means constant speed. In case of particle rebounds, if a particle is rebounds, in that situation, the particle has same speed, means constant speed. What about its acceleration? Its acceleration will be infinite, but not 0. Actually, this case is physically not possible, which is not possible. Okay. In case of particle rebounds with same speed, in that situation acceleration will be infinite. Acceleration is not equal to 0. It means acceleration have some magnitude. Okay, but which is physically not possible. In case of real life, it may be not possible. So what about this statement? The statement is true. So this is the true statement. Next statement, with positive value of acceleration must be speeding up. Suppose the particle has acceleration is positive value, then the particle has speed up. So this statement is true or false. Suppose this is a particle projected vertically upward direction. Vertically upward direction means this direction. What about velocity? At maximum point, its velocity is 0. Acceleration g, acting downward direction. Here acceleration is positive value, but what about the velocity is 0. So according to statement, the velocity of the object is positive value, the object will be speed up. But actually what happened here? Velocity is 0. So the given statement is false. So false statement. Next 3.12 problem. A ball is dropped from a height of 90 meter. So one ball is there that is dropped from a height 90 meters on a floor. At each collision with the floor, the ball loses 1/10 of its speed. So the collision with the floor, each collision the ball is loses some speed. How much the speed is loses? 1/10 of its speed. So plot the speed time graph of its motion from time t equal to 0 to 12 second. At 0 to 12 second time we are plot the graph speed versus time. Okay, this is a ball. This is dropped from a height 90 meters on floor. So this is the floor. Okay, after what happened, it is rebounds first this direction, after this direction the ball reaches this height. Next direction towards the floor. In this point, what is the velocity of the object? U equal to 0, acceleration A equal to g, downward direction, its height or displacement is 90 meters. These are the given data. I am taking here time t1, here time t2, here time t3. Here velocity v1. After what happened? The collision with the floor, the ball reaches the velocity v2. Next here, this is vertically upward direction. Here the velocity v3 equal to 0. Here v4 velocity. Next what happened? Again here collision, it reaches some height. Here velocity v5. Okay, first of all here I am going to find the v1 t1 values. From the diagram, initial velocity u equal to 0, acceleration a equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Next distance or displacement x equal to 90 meter. So velocity v1. So first of all we are going to find the velocity v1 by using the motion of equation. Which motion of the equation is suitable? V square minus u square equal to 2ax. Here velocity is v1, initial velocity, acceleration and displacement. So velocity v1 square minus initial velocity 0, 2 into acceleration 9.8 into 90. So 2 into 9.8 into 90, its value is 1764 v1 square. So v1 equal to under root 1764. So v1 equal to 42 whole square. So square root will get cancel. So velocity v1 equal to 42 meter per second. That is the velocity value. Now find the time value. So which motion of the equation is suitable? V equal to u plus at. Here final velocity v1, u plus at. What is the v1 value? 42 equal to initial velocity 0 plus 9.8 into, here time is t1. Okay, t1 equal to 42 by 9.8. So t1 value, t1 equal to 4.285 second. So these are the v1 t1 values. See the diagram once. v1 t1 already find out. Next v2 value. v2 is also called as rebounds velocity. So how to find the rebounds velocity? When the collision is happened what happened? The ball will loses some speed. How much the speed is loses? 1/10 of its speed. So v2 is rebounds velocity. Rebounds velocity means, first of all, original velocity means v1 value minus loss of the velocity. How much is the loss of? 1/10 of original velocity or speed. So here v1 value 42 minus v1 value 42 by 10. 42 minus 42 by 10 means 4.2. So v2 equal to 42 minus 4.2, 37.8 meter per second. This is the v2 value, rebounds velocity value. See the diagram here. v2 is the initial velocity, v3 is the final velocity. When a ball is thrown vertical upward direction, its final velocity is becomes 0. So initial velocity v2 is 37.8 meter per second. So final velocity v equal to 0. So find t2 value by motion of the equation v equal to u plus at. So v means here v3 value means final velocity of the object. Here u means initial velocity value. Initial velocity means v2 value. So plus acceleration a into t. Here acceleration value 9.8 meter per second. Substitute all those values. V means final velocity 0. Next initial velocity 37.8, acceleration its value is 9.8 meter per second, but acceleration negative or positive. When the ball is thrown vertically upward direction, acceleration value is 9.8 meter per second, but value is positive or negative. Negative when the ball is moving upward direction, acceleration acts towards the ground direction, but the value is negative. So minus 9.8 t2. Okay. So 9.8 into t2. So t2 equal to 37.8 divided by 9.8. So its value is 3.857 units per second. So this is the t2 value. In case of rebounds object will travel equal distance, okay, equal distance, then time is also equal. Okay, if the distance traveled by the object in case of rebounds is equal, then its take the time is also equal. So t2 equal to t3. So t2 value is equal to t3 equal to 3.85 second. This is the one statement. So t2 equal to t3. Why? Because here distance is same. That's why I am taking the its travel, the time is also same, 3.85 second. Now find the v4 velocity. How to find the v4 velocity? From the diagram here, initial velocity what happened? U equal to 0, acceleration a equal to 9.8 meter per second, acts downwards. Next here time is t2 equal to 3.85 second, u equal to 0, a equal to 9.8 meter per second square, time t3 equal to 3.85 second. Okay, from the data we can easily find the v4 value by using motion of the equation v equal to u plus at. Okay, here time is t3, velocity is v4. So v4 equal to initial velocity 0 plus acceleration 9.8 into 3.85 second. So v4 equal to 9.8 into 3.857, 37.8 meter per second. That is the v4 velocity. Okay, now ball is here. At here what happened? Collision. Due to collision what happened? This ball loses 1/10 of the speed. So v5 is called rebound velocity. What is the formula of rebound velocity? v5 equal to v4 means original velocity minus reduced velocity v4 by 10. So v5 equal to v4 value 37.8 minus 37.8 by 10. 37.8 minus here 3.78. Here value 34.02 meter per second. So v5 is the 34.02 meter per second rebound velocity. Now write the all values v1, v2, v3, v4, v5, time t1, t2, t3, t4. Okay, v1 value is 42 meter per second, v2 value is 37.8 meter per second, v3 is 0 meter per second, v4 37.8 meter per second, v5 is 34.02 meter per second. Time 4.285 second, t2 time is 3.85 second, t3 value is 3.857 second. Okay, so these are the time values, these are the velocity values. Actually t2 means total time. Here t1 is this time, here t2 is individual times. So if you want total time, t2 equal to total time equal to t1 plus t2, 4.285 plus 3.857. So total value 8.142 second. Okay, so 8.142 is the total time. Now t3 means this time you can add the total time t1 plus t2. Okay, and also this time. Now t1 plus t2 plus t3. So total time t1 t2 is 8.142 plus t3 time 3.857. So total value 11.995 means approximately 12 seconds. Now plot the graph velocity or speed with respect to time. This is the origin, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Along x-axis take the time, Along the y-axis, take the velocity. Okay. Along x-axis, values 0, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30. Along y-axis, 5 meter, 10 meter, 15 meter, 20 meter, 25 meter, 30 meter, 35 meter, 40 meter, 45 meter, 50 meter. Okay. First the ball starts from 0 velocity at time t equal to 0. So first point is located here. After what happened? It reaches velocity v1 value 42 meter per second and time t1 value 4.285 second. So 4.285 second means here, and velocity 42. 42 means here. This is the point. Next, v2 velocity is the rebound's velocity. So velocity, rebound's velocity v2 value 37.8. 37.8 velocity value in same time 37.8. So here next v3 value 0 at time 3.85 second. So time 3.85 second. Sorry, total time at v3 velocity is equal to 0. Total time is 8.142 seconds. So 8.142 seconds velocity v3 value 0. Here time value is total t1 plus t2 value. Actually this is in motion. At this velocity the total time is 8.142 second. So 8.142 second velocity v3 value is 0. Next, this is the first point, second point, third point, fourth point. Next, v4 velocity 37.8 meter per second. So 37.8 meter per second means here 37.8 meter per second. Total time at v4 velocity, total time value is 11.999 second, means here 37.8 velocity at 11.999 second. 37.8 here. Last point v5 is the rebound's velocity. Its value is 34.02 second. 34.02 meter per second means here. Okay. So this is the first. Add the all points. So this is the initial velocity u equal to 0. This is the v1 velocity. This is the v2 velocity. This is the v3 velocity, v4 velocity, v5 velocity. At this point, t1 plus t2 total time, here t1 plus t2 plus t3 total time at v4 velocity. v4 velocity t1 plus t2 plus t3 total time. Okay. This is the graph velocity versus time. Next question 3.13. Explain clearly with examples the distinction between first magnitude of displacement, sometimes called distance, over an interval of time, and the total length of the path covered by a particle over the same interval. Same interval, okay, same interval, the total length of the path covered by the particle, same particle displacement, sometimes is called distance. Okay, we will compare that. Here one particle is there, this particle moving some distance or displacement. We will compare the particle of the displacement and distance. So one person is standing here at position A. Okay, he reaches up to position P. After that what happened? He is returned A to B, B to A. At this situation, what is his displacement and what is its distance? First of all, displacement. Okay, displacement. What is the displacement of the person? Initial position minus final position. So his total displacement is 0, because AB distance and BA distance both are equal. So displacement of the person is 0. Now total length of the path travelled by the person. Total length of the path or distance. So distance equal to how much distance is travelled by person? A to B, first of all AB distance plus after B to A. So AB distance and BA distance. So total distance are add together to AB. Okay. In this situation, displacement of the person is 0, but distance of the person is 2AB. Next, magnitude of average velocity over an interval of time, and the average speed over the interval of time. So here observe the average velocity and the average speed over same interval of time, over an interval of time defined as the total path length divided by the time interval. Show in both A and B that the second quantity is either greater than or equal to the first when is the equality sign true. Okay, here we are going to find B and A either greater than or equal to the first. This we have to observe. When this is either greater than or equal, the particle has average velocity and average speed. Compare that. In that comparison, which quantity has greater value? Either average velocity has greater value or either average speed has greater value. That we will compare. Okay. Now B, average velocity. Average velocity formula, total displacement by total time. So total displacement of the person 0 by total time. I am taking the T is the time interval. So 0 by T 0. What about here? Average speed. Average speed total distance by total time. So total distance is 2ab, time interval is t. So 2a by t. So average speed has value 2a by t and average velocity has 0. So which quantity has greater value? Average velocity has greater value compared with the average velocity. Conclusion: the average velocity of person is 0. Average speed of person 2ab by t. So the average speed of person is greater than the average velocity of person. Okay, that is the conclusion. This is the answer. In next video we will discuss some more problems.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.